What up, everybody? We are back yet again with a new campaign trail, and I've been patiently waiting to do the 2024 election. I've been itching to do it, but I thought to myself, okay, it's not out yet. I'll do the second best thing and do 2020. I eventually want to go through all the elections and play as all the losers and rewrite history. It's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, 2020. Best way I can explain 2020, I wouldn't say it's exactly a rejection of Trump himself, but more so a rejection of the times. You gotta remember, the world was a very crazy place in 2020. Now people may be saying, yeah, but it's pretty crazy right now. No. We got, obviously the pandemic was going on. You got, unemployment is going up. People can't work. People are getting evicted, and the cost of living's going up. And then on top of that, you got the George Floyd protests and riots all over America. It's pretty crazy, and people are looking at that and like, hey, I want to go back to normal. I'm done with this craziness. And Joe Biden more or less represented a return to normalcy. Joe Biden, Obama's VP, and people wanted to go back to that, Obama style of politics, which is why the Democratic Party rejected Bernie Sanders yet again to go back to kind of more so the center, I'd say. Biden kind of represents that. Anyway, let's read the synopsis. Joe Biden and Donald Trump face off in a heated 2020 election campaign, held in the wake of a pandemic and nationwide protests. Turnout is expected to be through the roof. Can Joe Biden hold together a large enough coalition of anti-Trump voters to make Trump a one-term president, or will Trump pull off another huge upset after trailing in the polls? That's one thing that the media was really trying to push, that, we're due for a one-termer. But the funny thing is that, this Obama style of politics gave us Donald Trump. And, Biden being, Obama style Democrat gave us the second term of Donald Trump, more or less. Let's continue. So we're going to be Trump, and we're going to take down Joe Biden. Oh, yes. So, yeah, this is when Trump actually changed his home state to Florida. In 2016, it was New York. President Donald Trump enters the campaign with the advantages of incumbency, yet seems to be the underdog for a second time. Can Trump piece together a winning coalition again? And will it be the same one that got him over the finish line in 2016? The pandemic and Black Lives Matter movement only served to complicate his task even further. Continue. And we can pick one of the... you can have Nikki Haley. Nope. We're going to go with Mike Pence. Might as well. Mike Pence has served as your vice president for the past 4 years, sticking to all your talking points and staying out of the limelight. Most feel he should be rewarded for his loyalty with another turn on the top of the ticket. He also helps shore up your support with social conservatives. So my strategy for this one, we got to highlight, the strong economy, strong stock market, record low unemployment, tax cuts, obviously. That's what we got to highlight. And if we just keep on hammering that, maybe sprinkle in that Joe Biden's senile, we can win the election. So let's do this. Okay. What will you say to the American people as you accept your party's nomination for president? All right, so this election is a battle for the soul of America. The radical Democrats want to destroy free speech, handcuff our police, open our borders, and implement a nationwide program of socialism. We must stop them. We've done some unbelievable things for conservatism in America. Things people wouldn't have dreamed of 4 years ago. The largest tax cuts in history, fight for religious freedom, stand up to China. I'm very proud. I don't know if that's going to get us moderates. My record over the past 4 years speaks to itself. Record low unemployment, terrific success with tax cuts and foreign policy. If it wasn't for China releasing COVID, this election wouldn't even be a contest. And that is kind of true. Now, I think, and a lot of other people think, if it wasn't for the pandemic, I think Trump probably would have been reelected in 2020. I mean, in 2020, we were having this discussion that, Biden, he's kind of over the hill. He's too old. But I think it was around August that we were kind of saying, like, yeah, this thing, Biden's probably going to win. But it was really close, though. Like, really, really close. Biden only won by, like, about, 130,000 votes or something when you count up all the swing states. Like, yeah, the popular vote wasn't that close, but, like, in terms of the actual states, it was really, really close. And the crooked media is in the tank for Joe Biden and his son Hunter, and they are doing anything they can to make my term, one of the most successful ever, look like a disaster. Don't fall for it. So I think definitely going to go with number 3. And we got the campaign button. We'll look at that later on. Until you threw in the China comment, this sounded like a relatively restrained opening statement for you. Oh, the fake media is getting at me, aren't they? Which of these themes will you emphasize the most as you campaign for president this year? I'm the law and order candidate, the riots, the Democrats, really, and the efforts to undermine the Supreme Court, the phony Russia investigation, and ignoring our immigration laws. It's all coming from the Democrats. So I guess we can, be aggressive and try to use scare tactics like, H.W. Bush did. We had unbelievable economic growth and it helped out the middle class and the working people, really. Then the Democrats destroyed it with this COVID scare. It's going to come roaring back with me here. Just wait. Joe Biden is a joke. He's 78 years old, sits in his basement all day, probably has dementia and many other issues. Is he the person who will stand up for you and for America? The Democrats are running on a surrender platform. Surrender to COVID, surrender to illegal immigrants, surrender to China, Iran, and Palestine. These aren't people who love America. Folks, believe me. So I guess the way this is written is trying to, imitate how Trump talks. I do want to highlight just, Biden he's just too old. Why not? Let's do it. But let's look at the campaign. So we got campaign time. I mean, the thing with Trump is that you want to get him out there physically campaigning. It's a big thing. I don't really care about the media. The media is going to cover us anyway. People are going to donate to us like crazy, so we need to get out there. A little bit of fundraising, I guess. The ad campaign. Oh, so we can put it towards states. Obviously, we probably want to do a state that Trump lost in the election, so like Arizona. Yeah, we'll dump that. And I guess we'll do like Michigan. Why not? Ad spending. So, and we got staff. I guess Lara Trump, Cliff Sims, Chris Christie, who hates us. Okay, Jared Kushner. Yeah, we'll hire him. Why not? Kimberly. I don't even know who this is. Sheldon Adelson. If you know, but the Adelsons have been mentioned quite a bit these days, so we'll hire him as well. Why not? And Betsy DeVos, who was like part of Trump's cabinet in his first term, but I'm quite happy with that. So yeah, we'll just say Joe Biden's a joke. You have your own way of stating it, but Biden would be the oldest president in history. Is it really a bad idea to point that out loudly and repeatedly? Yeah, let's keep doing it, Oh my God, look at this. What? We're losing Texas? How is this possible? We're losing Iowa? What? Oh my God, okay. I know this is going to be tough, but oh wow. And Joe Biden's a little bit OP, so we got to go to Texas. Like, we can't lose Texas. That'd be ridiculous. Joe Biden has been meeting with Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, and other such politicians in an attempt to unite the Democratic Party. Do you plan to highlight these events in your speeches? Let's see. Honestly, I think Bernie is more popular than Joe is, to tell the The truth? I don't know why he's allowing himself to be playstated like this when he won the last two primaries. It's very weak. Unfortunately, Joe Biden is so senile, he's probably meeting with them to get this marching orders. He's really just like Crazy Bernie and Commie Liz candidate when you get down to it. Joe Biden is acting like a moderate right now, but you better believe that behind the scenes, he'll be spending a lot of time listening to the out-of-touch liberals like Elizabeth Warren. We really can't say it enough. The Democrats want to implement radical socialism in this country. What more proof do you need than incidents like this one? I don't think I want to call them socialists because, it's kind of a running, meme at this point. Like, every Democrat is socialist. Every Democrat is a communist. Kind of like, every Republican is a fascist. Every Republican is a racist. So, yeah, we'll just highlight that Joe Biden is senile. We cannot possibly have this guy being president. Joe Biden is definitely more popular with independents than the progressive left is. One way to hit at Biden is to suggest that he's not the one who's really calling the shots in the modern Democratic Party. And that is one conspiracy that I do have that, with Biden's presidency, who was really running the show in 2023, 2024? I'm going to say it was Jill. But anyway, as the leader of this country, do you plan to wear a mask as you appear at various campaign events and official functions? All right, we got the big question though. Masks are a big factor. As you can see, I'm wearing one right now. Our businesses are getting killed by these Democrat lockdowns. Anything that will help us reopen, if it's mask or anything, it's a good thing. There's absolutely no evidence that masks do anything to stop coronavirus. Even Dr. Fauci said so. He changed his mind because he hates me. By the way, but he was clearly saying masks do not help against coronavirus. Look it up. When it makes sense to wear a mask, I wear a mask. I have a mask in my pocket right now. Sometimes it makes sense, and sometimes there's no reason to wear one. I kind of like this answer. Yeah, if you're in a crowd mingling, it makes sense. You do see some people, and there's no one within 100 feet of those people, and they're in the middle of the field, and they're walking around with masks on, and it's insane. That one's also pretty good, but I'm going to go with number 3. Health authorities expressed concern about your refusal to wear a mask at some large events, but will your supporters care? No, they won't. Yeah, this is not looking good. Yeah, I'm kind of getting landslided right now. We gotta kind of get this together. Go to Florida. Okay, we gotta put some money into this. So the ad campaign, we gotta target Florida. How much can I put in? Can I not? Am I out of money? I guess I'm out of money. Oh no. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't really know how this money thing works. So yeah, anyway. How much of an issue do you plan to make out of the Democrats' attempt to impeach you, which began in 2019? I was just asking questions, and then we had this entire phony impeachment scandal. I never said he did something wrong. I just said we have to look into this, and we really should, and Ukraine is the country that can do it. Hunter's payments were an attempt to bribe Joe Biden. End of story. All we wanted to do was look into it, and we had this impeachment nonsense. If this doesn't show how crooked the Democrats are, I don't know what does. We could spend all day talking about who did what and when. I'm not the kind of guy who gets into that stuff. I'm having trouble reading. I'm sorry, guys. We have a terrific tax cut, a terrific economy. We're building the wall. We have a lot of incredible things to highlight. That one seems pretty good. Maybe it was illegal. Maybe it wasn't. Mr. Barr can decide that. All I'm saying is, doesn't matter. We know that Hunter has no expertise in the oil industry, and they're paying him $1 million a year while his father is vice president. And we'll go with number 3. Commentators have noticed a remarkably restrained public persona over the past few weeks. Is that a good thing? Maybe that's not a good thing. Maybe I want to be more aggressive. An outbreak of COVID-19 has led to a wave of stay-at-home orders and business closures. How do you address this issue as president? We can all do basic things like wearing masks to slow the spread. And at the same time, we need to be careful about the impact on small businesses and the economy. I don't think these Democrat lockdowns are sustainable. Kung flu is nothing but a criminal attempt by China, an act of war almost, if you think about it, to plunge the globe into chaos and undermine our election in favor of Joe Biden. Let's not forget which one of us is a stooge to China. Democrat or Republican, we all need to take this situation extremely seriously and listen to qualified medical experts like Dr. Anthony Fauci. I like to call him Tony. He's a hell of a guy. This is just a little thing like the flu almost, and the media and the Democrats are attempting to spin it into the second coming of the plague. They would rather destroy the American economy and society than see me get reelected. Let's see. I mean, generally, I want to go with number 1, but I need to be a little bit more aggressive. But then again, I don't want to be like unhinged because I don't want to lose moderates. So, I mean, I think number 2 is definitely not good. I don't want to do number 3, so 1 or 4. I gotta think about that. Let's see. I would say, let's do number 4. Okay, that really didn't change a whole lot. We're winning Arizona, which is good. We're tied in North Carolina. We're winning Ohio, which is good. Okay, we're winning Iowa. We're only on 170, though. It's not having Texas is just such a disaster. I can't believe we have to go to Texas, for God's sake. What are your thoughts on the death of George Floyd and the wave of protests in the wake of his death? What do you say to the nation? Okay, so let's look at the map. So what is Texas feeling right now? So center-right, conservative, an economics, healthcare center-right, foreign policy, and okay, so we gotta be just, socially conservative in order to win this thing. Whatever happened, there's no excuse for the riots, the fires, and hatred of white people, and the hatred of police that we're seeing. We have to respect our police, or we won't have a country. Or I can say we don't have a lot to say. It's unbelievable. I saw the video. And to think this place is entirely run by Democrats and say it's a typical arrest. So we'll do number 1. We'll be aggressive and we'll be socially conservative. Be pro-law enforcement. Are you considering policies such as a national lockdown or mask mandate to control COVID-19? Conversely, do you plan to speak out against these ideas? Can I just do a states' right answer for this? I don't think these mandates and lockdowns are a good idea, really. But if that's what San Francisco and New York want to do, as long as they don't impose on the rest of us. I mean, I think that's probably a good answer. We have some incredibly gifted scientists, people who have been there long before Obama was around, by the way, and we got to listen to them. No. The Socialist Democratic Party is pushing lockdowns at every opportunity. They will stop at nothing to exert their control over patriotic, hardworking American citizens and businesses. Not on my watch. And I would encourage everyone out there to wear a mask in public. So, we'll do number 1. We gotta, throw some meat to the base. You seem to be striking balanced, measured tone on something for a change. But Texas. Oh my God. Oh no, why is that dark blue? I guess Biden must be visiting it or something. Damn, Texas. What on earth is going with Texas? I mean, I got Georgia, I got North Carolina, I got Ohio, but I need Florida, I need Texas. If I don't have those, I'm cooked. For God's sake. I mean, we'll go to Florida, Biden's leading by like 6 points. We can't have that. So there were some rumors that you might replace Mike Pence as your running mate this year. What made you decide to keep him on board? This is another fake news story that's basically a lie. The media is always trying to stir up drama between us, but Mike has been great. Yeah, that should be good. To what extent do you support emergency economic legislation to address the effects of COVID-19 on society? I'm working around the clock now to put $2,000 into the hands of every American. We need to get the economy open again, and we need to get people spending money. If you look what's happening right now with Dirty Nancy, it's a disgrace. We have a second package all ready to go, and she's blocking it and told the election to make me look bad. They're putting dirty politics over helping Americans. We passed a terrific relief bill way back in April. I was very proactive. And we need to think about spending deficits as well before coming up with another huge thing. Let's just say, let's just give people some money. Why not? It might not be traditional Republican policy, but no one can deny that these are unusual and unexceptional times. Okay. I mean, we're just not doing good. I mean, what am I doing wrong here? Just everything's kind of slipping. Is this going to seize up at the end? Like, come on. I guess we got to go to Arizona. There have been an increase of Asian American hate crimes in 2020, along with the rise of COVID and some of your inflammatory statements such as Kung Flu. What do you have to say on this topic? I mean, here's the thing though, like this is just showing that more or less this election is just a rejection of the times itself. I mean, no matter what, I think no matter who was in power, like people were just like, no, things are too crazy. We need to go to the other side. And that's why I think of 2020. A lot of these attacks are unfortunately occurring in Democrat-run cities that want to cut policing even further. Who is the real enemy of the Asian American community? It's funny how a lot of these supposed hate crimes are taking place in New York and San Francisco. I'm sure they're very inspired by me. Asian American hate is wrong. I'd call on it to stop immediately. And I'm not sure any intelligent person understands the difference between holding China accountable and calling for hate domestically. Okay. And of course, is this even a real issue? So I think we'll just, we'll try to bring everybody together. Do you have anything to say about some of the stories that have circulated around your opponent's son, Hunter Biden? I guess we got to hammer him for that. Democrats keep saying these allegations are debunked and there's no evidence. Can you imagine what they'd be saying if one of my kids was doing cocaine, making $1 million a year in Ukraine? This is media hypocrisy at its finest. The liberal media would rather cover this kind of salacious gossip than focus on my record low unemployment, booming economy, and incredibly successful foreign policy victories. We're too smart to play into their hands. I mean, that's a pretty good answer. It's incredible that Hunter Biden isn't in jail right now. When you get down to it, some Ukrainian oligarch was giving him $1 million to do absolutely nothing, and Sleepy Joe was onto it too. Where's the FBI? Maybe there wasn't a crime here after all. Okay, so we'll do number 2 on that. Okay, so I guess Biden is over there. It's looking bad, guys. I'm at 193. I got Texas, so that's good. I got Arizona. I gotta get Georgia and Florida. And Biden's leading North Carolina. We got to go to North Carolina. I'm playing a lot of defense here. How close are we to having an effective vaccine for COVID-19? And what can you tell the American people about its safety and effectiveness? Right now, we are incredibly close. I expect to have a major announcement about the vaccine any day now. Under my leadership, we've developed one of the most effective vaccines in human history. We got to be confident. We got to say, hey, we're going to be the ones that bring you through this. People on the left continue to spread lies and misinformation about our attempts to develop a vaccine. No less than Kamala Harris just said she wouldn't take it. That's one of the biggest threats to recovery during my second term. Yeah, I say we're incredibly close. I think that's going to be good. Skeptics wonder if you're even close to making a real vaccine announcement, but it's certainly in line with your personality to promise big. With the tragic passing of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, you have the opportunity to nominate a new Supreme Court justice. Who will you choose? Oh, okay. Interesting. Now, obviously, Amy Coney Barrett is the one who we did go with. Do we want to pick somebody else, though? So we're going to go with Barbara Lagoa. She's done a terrific job on the Florida Supreme Court for a number of years, and they're really raving about her down there. I mean, I think we need Florida at all costs. I know Trump won Florida in the real election, but it's slipping away from me. Like, oh my God. Yeah, we're going to go with her. Skeptics believe that you passed over one of the more experienced nominees to select someone from Florida, which isn't to say that Lagoa isn't highly qualified. Damn media. I don't really think that helped me too much, actually. And I'm losing Texas. Oh, you'll love to see it. In Montana? Biden 48 Montana? What is this? Oh my God. Biden wasn't even anywhere close to winning Montana. And he's winning Iowa? What? Oh my God, I'm getting destroyed. What am I doing wrong here? Many Democrats are calling for an expansion to the Supreme Court to counteract some of your controversial appointments. Will you be adding your voice to this debate? What controversy? 3 seats opened up and I filled those seats. Now Democrats want to destroy the very foundation of judicial independence that our entire democracy rests upon. I hate how politicized the Democrats have made the court, but there are better ways of dealing with it than court picking. Maybe we can all sit together and come up with some term limits, as long as that's fair to everyone. So who cares that when I think about this issue, go ask Joe Biden? Or what do you want me to say? That I'd be happy if Sleepy Joe nominated 4 leftist judges? You know what? Term limits. That would be a really popular idea, I think. Can I put some more money in? Okay, I actually do have money. So we got to anchor down Florida, obviously. Ad spending. And we got to anchor down Texas. I mean, come on. We cannot lose these states. Ad spending. And we'll put a little bit in Iowa, which I can't believe I have to do. Like, that's a little crazy. So, campaign time. That's the thing, though. For God's sake, yeah, we're during the pandemic, though. So, physically campaigning is only going to do so much. So maybe we got to do a little bit more media this time. Let's do some media. Okay, so yeah, we're going to do term limits for the Supreme Court. Who knows if anything will come of your openness to negotiate on this issue? In the short term, perhaps not really. Recent articles have discussed you pay no federal income taxes in some previous years or having a secret Chinese bank account. What is your response? Any normal businessman, Bill Gates, Michael Bloomberg, whoever, they try to pay as little taxes as legally possible. It's funny how they never go after these people as long as they fund and support the left. I mean, I think that was Trump's actual response, that he's a businessman. So, yeah, we'll just go with that. Maybe that hurt me a lot. Because these states are... What am I doing wrong here? Oh my God, this map is looking horrible. 123 electoral votes. Come on. What am I doing wrong? How am I losing Montana? Like, come on. I'm not... for God's sake. Are you open to attending a customary 3 debates with your opponent, Mr. Biden? I mean, we kind of have to. If I had a big lead, I'd say, like, nah, I'm not going to do a debate. But I got to do a debate. And we got 3 of the same response here. So if we can beat Joe Biden in a debate, this can turn this around. But you got to remember, in the actual debates, I remember because I asked a bunch of boomers afterwards, they were just like, oh my God, I couldn't watch it. It was terrible. And yeah, it definitely hurt Trump. So we'll go with the second one. Pundits are unanimous that you seem by far the less presidential of the 2 candidates. No! Many are skeptical, though, that it will have any effect in this environment. God's sake, man, that could have changed things. Oh, my God. You have repeatedly dodged the question when asked whether you will accept the results of this year's election. Do you have any statements to make? If it is a fair election, we will accept it. If the Democrats would join us in supporting a more robust election system with a complete paper audit trail, voter ID, and other common sense measures, then there wouldn't be these questions flowing around. Or Sleepy Joe Biden and I have an incredible difference of opinion on what is best for this country, but ultimately, whatever the voters say about it, that's the last word. Nah, no, we're not going with that. We know that there is an unbelievable amount of election fraud going on right now. You know what? Screw it. Let's go with it. Many pundits deride your remarks as dangerous and inflammatory, and also point to the polls showing you way behind in the race. This damn media. But hey, I'm looking better now. Oh, yes. Okay, so we're at 171. So this is starting to seize up a little bit. So we got Florida finally. We got Texas. We got Arizona. We got North Carolina. Biden is in Ohio. I haven't even had time to really go into these states right here. So we got Ohio we can definitely get. I don't know how he has Iowa. I really don't. But let's see. Ohio is definitely the best chance. He's got 6 points in Pennsylvania, but we can make that up. So we'll go to Ohio. You have caught COVID-19 and require hospitalization, but unfortunately it appears you will... fortunately it appears you will recover. How will you act in the wake of this episode? Okay, so we need to basically do what Trump did in real life, just be all, I guess, triumphant for this. Sleepy Joe couldn't get 100 people to show up to his rallies if he tried, so he's using COVID as an excuse. It almost makes you wonder if anyone's even voting for him. Here we go. I'm feeling great now. I was a little sick, and now I'm not. I'm looking forward to closing this campaign out strong with some huge Keep America Great rallies. There we go. What? I did answer it. Okay. Your immigration policies have antagonized opponents and pleased your core supporters, but your signature wall remains unfinished. What do you plan to do next? I'm doing everything in my power to get the wall built. Some bleeding heart types on the left just won't let it happen. We've already built most of the wall during my first term. Actually, the failing New York Times barely talks about it. I feel pretty good that the wall will be there for a long time to come. Okay, so yeah, we're going to just say that the fake news media is just screwing us over again. If you think that the current political dynamic is good for you, then hammering on the wall in your speeches will do nothing but reinforce it. Okay, that's good. What the hell, man? How did that hurt us? Are you kidding me? Biden is OP. Oh my God. Go to Texas then. Do I got money? All right, we gotta pour more money. if I can. Add spending. Add spending there. Okay, so we need to get really, really serious because this is season up. We got to put something in the Pennsylvania. And let's put a little bit in Michigan. Maybe I should have done something like this the entire time. I mean, if I could go back and do this, I probably would. Just like do this the entire... Okay, what else do we need? We need Ohio. Put the last of the money in there. Okay, can I fit? I gotta get Arizona too. I mean, this is what I should have done from the beginning. Anyway. Do you have any statement to make in regards to gun control or the right to bear arms? Nothing. I'm gonna be, pro Second Amendment. I think my position on guns has been pretty clear, really. We've stood firm against any new restrictions on gun ownership. I think number one. I supported gun regulations when and where they actually make sense. But the leftist media just wants to make me look like an extremist, regardless of the facts. Okay. Your core supporters listen politely as you say these words, but they don't seem to cheer the way they normally do. Huh. Interesting. Your plans for a federal infrastructure bill stalled over the past couple of years. Do you plan to pursue this again if reelected? How large should any package be? I'm the pro-business president. A lot of people have been saying that. We want a decently sized targeted infrastructure bill that will keep our economy competitive and reserve an appropriate space for private enterprise. Corrupt Democrats and their media enablers have stonewalled our attempts at infrastructure spending at every turn, throwing their own voters under the bus to spite me. We're going to tremendously push for an infrastructure bill, and one of my favorite pieces of infrastructure is the wall. There we go. We'll do that. Or we got another one about the wall. We've built a lot of infrastructure already. One of the things that the media never talks about is the wall. We've built hundreds of miles of beautiful wall on the border. I think I'm still going to go with number 3. For God's sake. Is this going to seize up? Are the polls just wrong? Or am I legitimately just getting destroyed? I just wasn't even close in this. Can I turn this around? I thought this was going to be kind of a cakewalk to do, because it was a very, very close election. What is your rationale for the recent truce in Afghanistan? Do you plan to pull out all American troops before the election? You want? Let's do it. Let's do it. Liberals have been complaining about Afghanistan for years, practically since we went there. Now, when I finally do something about it, they can't stand that I'm the one fixing this, and they start attacking me. A truce is just a truce. That's it. We have a timetable. I'm confident that when we're re-elected, we'll be getting our troops out. Now, if you give me an exact date, the date depends on a lot of factors. I can't even tell you what all those factors are because some of them are secret. Our strategy in Afghanistan under Barack Obama was a total disaster with the surge. All I'm saying is we need to stop wasting our time and get our troops out. And I'd like to see that happen by the end of my term. We'll do that. We're just going to try and go all in. Your plans in Afghanistan seem to trigger bipartisan alarm within the Beltway, but many average people want the troops gone from Afghanistan. That's what I want to see. The New York Post has broken a story about a laptop that Hunter Biden purportedly lost. Do you have any comment? Look, when it comes down to it, my policies will keep America great, and Joe Biden will bring socialism and decay back to our great and wonderful country. That's more important than any corruption or scandals that his son is involved in. Oh, how about this one? They talk about October surprises. This is one of the biggest ones ever. And people are trying to post the story, and Facebook won't even let them post it. If that's not an assault on democracy, what is? Yeah, there we go. Or, I don't know what's really going on here, but can you imagine how the media would be covering it if it was Don Jr.? Nope. Or, we know he's a drug addict and totally corrupt. The FBI needs to be looking into this immediately, and the media needs to be covering the story. I mean, 4 is also really good. You know what? We'll go with number 4. Let's see what kind of effect this story has on the final days of the campaign. This map looks horrible. Like, I'm close, but I'm at 123 electoral votes. It's just not looking good. And we're at our last question. For God's sake. Okay, let's put some resources in. Yeah, I really don't know where I went wrong in this one. Like, I didn't think I was doing that bad. But I guess evidently I was. Oh, man. All right, so I might even lose Texas. Like, the chances of me winning this is pretty low. Unless the polls are just fake, which I hope they are. Maybe somehow I'll pull it off, but... Okay, we need to get Wisconsin in there, too. Okay, I don't have that much money, so... Where do we want to go on our last day? Well, Pennsylvania would make the most sense. I didn't really get the chance to campaign there that much just because I was always on the defense. Based on some early results, it appears that many polls significantly overestimated Biden's support. This may be close after all. I sure hope. Election night has arrived. Settle in and wait for the returns, however long it may take. Best of luck. I really hope they were overestimating Biden because I don't know. I really don't. I mean, if he wins Pennsylvania, it's probably done. If he wins, like, Pennsylvania or like Michigan or Pennsylvania or Wisconsin, then it's done. If he wins Ohio, this thing is done. I just got to hope I can hold on. I mean, right now I'm winning. Okay. So none of the swing states have come in yet, so those are going to take a while. If he wins Florida, then it's done. Okay, I got Ohio, so that's looking good. Maybe I can pull this off. Okay, I got Florida. All right, so some fake polls. Who would have thunk it? If he wins Georgia, then I'll be very concerned. Okay, I got North Carolina, I got Texas. But he's got Pennsylvania, man. No. It's over. It's over. He's got Georgia. Yeah, it's done. Oh, my God, we lost. Damn. And I think this is going to come in as the actual results came in. I didn't do any better than, I guess, the real-life Donald Trump. Am I going to win Arizona? Am I? Come on, let's win Arizona. Come on. I put some money there. Come on. Man, this one's taking a while to come in. Come on. Give me Arizona. Come on. No! Damn. So I did exactly the same as the real-life Donald Trump. Exactly the same. I did worse in the popular vote, but I did exactly the same in the Electoral College. God's sake. How dare this happen? Despite your most valiant efforts, Joe Biden has been elected to the presidency. Sleepy Joe. He got it. And the Libertarian Party somehow got 1%. I think in this election they got, I don't even know. But it definitely wasn't 1%. Results by state. Let's see the closest state. Closest state was Arizona with 4,000 votes. Less than that, actually. Oh, yes. And then we got Georgia. Yeah, the gap there is a little bit bigger. North Carolina. North Carolina was surprisingly close. Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and yeah, you got all the swing states. Damn. Well, I couldn't win. I couldn't do it. I'm not good enough. But anyway, guys, hopefully you guys all enjoyed. I'm a little bit rusty. I'll admit that. I thought I had a decent chance of winning that. I actually did. But yeah, that map was pretty deceiving. I thought I was losing all these states. But anyway, fake news, fake polls, they got me. More videos coming soon.